Stick with me. We are looking at the most useless gem ever made. Tossed like trash. That should have been its fate. But the second I spot its core, bright green and smooth, just like matcha jelly, a completely wild idea hits me. Zero hesitation. I eat it right in front of everyone. The entire school absolutely thinks I have lost my mind. What they do not know is I just formed a contract with myself. I now have absolute control over my own body. Right then, I command my body to do 500 push-ups, but I truly have no idea. This is just the start. After soaking up the second gem's energy, I uncover the absolute craziest truth in this world. It begins here. I cut open a rejected awakening crystal using a tiny blade. Honestly, I feel completely underwhelmed. But then I stare at that broken crystal, and a deep craving hits. The split surface looks so glassy and vivid green, just like matcha jelly. Wait, a totally insane thought explodes in my mind. What if I absorb it myself? Total self-control, 100% command over my body. A path nobody has ever taken. Let us do this. Worst case, the energy fades. I grab the crystal and pull the raw power into my core. Others might reject it, but definitely not me. The second it connects, an incredible feeling washes right over me. My mind and body finally fuse into one. After a tense moment, I open my eyes and give a silent order. Go pour a glass of water. Just a second later, my body moves entirely on its own. I watch like a ghost as my legs step off bed, walk to the desk, grab a cup, and pour water. Every motion is perfectly unstoppable. It still drains my stamina, but I do not even have to think. Finishing the drink, I issue myself a brand new command. 500 push-ups. My body hits the floor and starts blasting them out super fast. 1, 2, 100. At 250, my muscles scream and willpower vanishes. But under absolute command, my body just keeps pushing. It never stops. 500. Done. I collapse face down, totally unable to move a single finger, but I am grinning from ear to ear. This is insanely wild. This skill is literally the ultimate self-discipline cheat code. Sure, it seems pretty useless today, but at least it forces me past my absolute limits while training. The next morning, before dawn, I am still asleep, but my eyes open on their own. My body gets dressed and leaves the dorm. It marches to the track and just starts running. This is the exact order I gave myself last night. Wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and just run. My mind floats in a dream while my body sprints like a perfect machine, simply carrying out its orders. By 6 o'clock, when I finally wake up, I am already sitting in the cafeteria. Right in front of me, warm rice porridge and 3 steamed buns. Not bad at all. Honestly, I cannot stop smiling about this. I seriously have to give myself credit for this genius move. Suddenly, a noisy commotion breaks out nearby. It is Lara. Good morning, goddess. I already grabbed breakfast for you. I look up and instantly recognize Lara from the next class. The most popular girl in school. She is totally adored, with fans everywhere. My old roommate was actually one of them. Now pay attention here. I glance up while chewing my bun, and instantly, my pupils shrink to a total pinpoint. I snap my head down, sipping my porridge to hide the absolute panic inside me. In my memories, Lara is a slender, beautifully striking human girl. But what I just witnessed, what I just saw is a massive fox aberrant standing over 2 meters tall, walking upright, its face completely covered by a mimic disguise, strutting through the packed crowd like it totally owns the place. And everyone around it, every single person, is staring at it with pure admiration, acting like nothing is wrong. What is happening here? Zane, good morning. The aberrant walks right past me. Its voice is raspy, yet somehow everyone else finds it truly beautiful. Inside, I am screaming, stay calm, stay calm. I just nod without changing my expression. Morning, Lara. Thankfully, the monster does not stop. It keeps moving. I crush my breakfast at record speed and escape the cafeteria like absolutely nothing even happened. I am an adult. I know better than to panic in public spaces. I calmly walk straight toward the main building, targeting the staff room. But peering through the glass door, the teacher inside reveals their true form. Also an aberrant wearing a fake disguise. I walk straight past them without missing a beat. I know what you are thinking. The teachers too? This is really bad. If there are two here, what about the whole city? Who is really in charge here? I hide in an empty corner, mind racing. There is clearly a lot about this ability I still do not understand. I am completely sure that before absorbing that crystal, I was just like everyone else, totally blind to it. So this change came from the bond gem. I reach out again, summon a brand new gem, and absorb it with zero hesitation. If the first gem lets me see the dark truth, what does the second one do? Boom! This time, everything feels completely different. Yesterday was mind and body, finally becoming one. But now, it feels like the whole world cracks wide open. All 5 senses explode outward. Trust me, keep watching. Everything around me becomes vivid, electric, and unbelievably bright. Stick with me, let's dive into this wild mystery. He sweeps the classroom, spotting an empty desk radiating a faint, barely visible trace of leftover energy. Suddenly, a vision flashes before him. Up front, the teacher keeps lecturing. In the classroom, a massive fox monster quietly creeps toward a student. Right then, 2 glowing lines of text pop up. Boom! Scan fully successful. The desk is stained with energy. A top student got snatched by an aberrant in total silence. This would recorded the whole thing. His stomach drops. He immediately targets himself, staring hard. A minute later, fresh lines of text flash open right before him. Scan successful. Contracted beast is Zay. Contractor is Zay. Human. 3-star potential. Lifespan 89. Gift unlocked. Bond gem. Using stamina and mental energy, he forms a deep link with the target. The linked target immediately gets boosted potential and extra luck. Absorbing energy boosts his potential, giving a 1% chance for new gifts. Absolute command means total control over his contracted beast himself. Absolute obedience means he must obey his contractor completely, without questioning. Unstable scan gives a tiny chance to grab target information. If their power levels match closely, the success rate shoots way up. It actually worked. He stares at the insane stat panel. He is both the contracted beast and the contractor. He doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. Is he his own sword and shield? Then, pure excitement completely washes over him. This bond gem is not useless at all. Awakening new gifts means absolutely unlimited possibilities. Everyone gets one ability. He can absorb energy to unlock a second, even a third. Now, he finally holds a trump card in this heavily twisted world. Watch closely. We need to find out if Pearl City is human territory, or just a massive hunting ground for disguised aberrants. He won't let his desk become another stain. At noon, he grabs food and quickly leaves the campus. Visiting Sarah is just a clever cover story. His real target? The Patrol Corps' headquarters. He needs to see exactly how many monsters are hiding here. He steps onto the main street, and his entire reality is completely shattered. Inside a weapon shop, a humanoid aberrant sits cross-legged. It is casually chewing on weird, glowing dried meat while reading the daily newspaper. To everyone else, it's just a guy snacking. Looking straight ahead, he scans silently. Scan successful. Veil Fox gift cognitive distortion and reality inversion. So that is how it works. They warp human perception and totally override common sense. No wonder nobody notices. He keeps walking. Down the street, more Veil Foxes are shopping, chatting like normal humans, and even getting heated over change. Their intelligence easily matches human levels perfectly. 2 hours later, he hits the Patrol Corps' headquarters. Heavy security and a tense vibe, totally clashing with the peaceful streets outside. Taking a deep breath, he approaches the desk. The uniformed staff member smiles pleasantly, and he keeps his voice totally steady. Hi, looking for someone. Behind the counter, the Veil Fox rasps. Who are you looking for? His face hides everything. Sarah, he says. The Veil Fox nods, flipping through files. Soon, it looks up, locking those completely inhuman eyes on him. She is still inside. Want me to call her? Please. He nods, but his heart sinks. His gift activates immediately. Scan successful. Veil Fox gift cognitive distortion reality inversion. You feel that chill, right? Unnatural trust. This beast is way stronger than the school monsters, and its gifts are much harder to fight. Now, it makes sense why humans only hide inside cities. These monsters are just born on a stronger level. Footsteps approach. He forces a smile. Two veil foxes walk right toward him. One is wearing Sarah's face like a mask. The disguise faintly glows, looking incredibly wrong and deeply unsettling. Zane, what do you want? The fake Sarah speaks, but its voice is just as monstrously raspy. He forces a totally natural smile. I was worried. Thought you might be struggling with the patrol corps. How are things? If it is too much, just come farm with me. Farm? Never. I must get stronger here. I will protect this city and get justice. It snaps back, perfectly mimicking Sarah's famous irritated temper. He lets out a long sigh, acting totally relieved. All right, sounds like you are doing fine. That is good enough. You're really going to farm? It asks. He shrugs, looking totally helpless. What else can I do? My ability is useless. I am leaving. Who knows when we'll meet again? It gives a short nod, says bye, and walks away without looking back. He calmly exits the headquarters, glancing up at a blindingly blue sky. Pausing, he lets out a heavy breath, looking like a total fool who just lost absolutely everything. Then, he crosses the street and enters a nearby restaurant. So what do you and I do now? Grab a window seat, order the cheapest tea, and watch those gates. Stick with me here. He sits totally frozen. Instead of getting blindly furious, pure anger just makes his mind dangerously sharp. Rushing in blindly is pointless. It will just end his story way faster. He watches the gate all afternoon, completely unblinking, until nightfall. Once he gets the ultimate answer, he finally heads back. The entire patrol corps? Not a single real human left. Every single one is a disguised monster. That is his chilling conclusion after an afternoon of watching. It does not matter who you are. Joining the patrol corps means stepping into a massive trap. The city protectors are completely fake now. Pearl City is not a safe city. It is a massive hunting ground. And everyone here is basically just prey. No wonder veil foxes appeared at school. This city fell a long time ago. Graduation is 3 months away. But for him, that means absolutely nothing now. He skips the completely pointless classes entirely. Dorm, track, and cafeteria. That is his entire world. He trains like a monk, claiming it is just prep for farming. He is definitely not alone. Plenty of students with useless skills and zero future are choosing to hide out safely here. But he quickly spots a pattern. These ordinary students are the safest. The veil foxes have very clear targets. The ones joining key groups like Sarah did, or anyone with incredible gifts like Lar. As for him, a contractor failing to get a contracted beast, officially rated low potential, and completely destined for farming. Watch closely. They see no threat. That perfect cover lets him grow massively stronger every single day. His physical condition and hidden potential rise incredibly fast. He basically treats his new bond gems like daily energy vitamins. The absolute second his energy recovers, he absorbs another gem. A few days pass without new gifts, but the physical results? Mind-blowing. He can smash out 1,000 push-ups straight. Plus, his stamina bounces back instantly afterward. Zero chance of collapsing on the floor anymore. One night, he sits on his bed, summons a bond gem, and absorbs it completely without even looking. Suddenly, the world goes silent. It feels like being pulled straight into a completely soundless, dark void. Seconds pass before normal nature sounds flood right back in. He instantly runs a system scan. Scan successful. Contracted beast Zane. Potential 4 stars. Active gifts include Bond Gem, Absolute Command, Absolute Obedience, Unstable Scan, and Night Walker. Grants epic night vision, reduced weight at night, massively increased speed, plus complete stealth invisibility inside any shadows. A new gift. His heart races fast, exactly as expected. He skips the panel because his own body already feels it. He leaps up, light as a feather. Just one tiny jump and his fingertips easily brush the high ceiling. He lands completely silent, like a cat. The dark city outside his window now looks as bright as noon. And then he spots it, a massive bird with a 40-foot wingspan, trailing thick black smoke, gliding completely silently over the sleeping city. His blood runs totally cold. We both know if that monster dives, it is over. This world is 10,000 times more incredibly dangerous now. Checking the mirror, he realizes jumping from 3 stars to 4 gives him way more than just one. New stealth gift. He crushes 2,500 push-ups, feeling ready for 500 more. Reduced weight helps, but these massive strength gains are totally real. All 5 senses are completely razor sharp. He actually hears someone grinding their teeth in the next dorm room. What level is he now? Lying back down, he calculates. The power ranking system here is incredibly blunt and simple. Levels 1 through 9 mean tier 1, 10 through 20 mean tier 2, and anything above that hits tier 3 and 4. As for the legendary Apex rank, Pearl City has never seen one. Next morning, he wakes up and immediately starts running track laps. Still dark outside, but his mind is razor clear. Higher potential means he simply needs far less sleep. Post-run, his legs practically auto-walk to the cafeteria on pure routine. Then, she finally appears. The famous Lar. Good morning, absolute goddess. Students save her spot. The crowd stirs. This massive monster wearing Lara's face glides in, surrounded by completely clueless admirers. Even with his massive new strength, that terrifying, soul-deep chill still completely locks up his body. It stops right beside a smiling girl. Extending a hidden claw, it gently taps her shoulder, steering her out of line like they are best friends. It casually pulls her toward the counter, choosing a companion like grabbing food from a simple breakfast buffet. He grips his chopsticks until his knuckles turn white. Head down, he forces every last bite into his mouth. He desperately needs to finish eating before that thing steps closer, catches his unique scent, and ruins his escape plan. Walking away, the clueless cafeteria crowd still actively envies the girl chosen by their fake goddess, thinking she is insanely lucky. To them, a blessing. To him, a silent hunt. That girl is being claimed by a hidden monster. Her silhouette fades into the crowd. He desperately needs answers to know exactly what he is dealing with. Makes you think, right? He storms back, slams the door, commands 1,000 push-ups, and prepares for an epic war. Stick with me here. This guy is an absolute machine. 500 sit-ups, 300 frog jumps, eyes burning, pushing through intense training all morning. By noon, he devours his lunch, rests for 2 hours, then dives straight into brutal combat drills. His mind replays combat class. Pearl City's 3 ultimate strikes. Spike Strike is perfect for completely overwhelming much weaker opponents. Wolf Strike 4 equals 1 hit finishes it. Ox Guard? That is for absorbing force from way stronger enemies. Just 3 techniques, bought through the huge sacrifices of past heroes. He isn't a physical type, but he has the bond gem. His potential? Completely limitless. At 9 p.m., he throws on dark clothes and slips out like a total ghost. Younger students are still sparring outside. He just walks past, glances at the girls' dorm, and clenches his fist in his pocket. Stay steady, Zay, he reminds himself. Still not strong enough. He leaves the campus and fades completely into the dark night. His Nightwalker skill is insane. People walk right past him, literally looking straight through him like empty air. He prowls the campus streets like a true hunter, silently logging everything. He remembers exactly what his teacher taught him. Aberrant eyes glow clearly. Tier 1 is white. Tier 2, green. Tier 3, blue. And Tier 4 shines bright red. He is a rookie, but he can guess their strength. The Veil Foxes around are mostly Tier 2 to 3. Roughly levels 19 to 25. But after a few nights, a huge mystery pops up. Another Tier 1. He crouches down, watching a white-eyed veil fox strolling right down the open street. That makes absolutely no sense. Here is where things get wild. A Tier 1 aberrant cannot hide from stronger, awakened fighters. Level suppression is an absolute rule here. It is literally like a little kid trying to wrestle a fully grown adult. Yet these weak monsters roam the city totally free, causing trouble in plain sight. And every stronger fighter around them is completely blind to it. He is definitely missing some crucial intel. Taking one last look at the Tier 1 monster, he fades right back into the deep shadows. He already made a mental map. Within 16 streets around the campus, there are at least 50 veil foxes. The strongest one outside is level 25 plus. But the monster faking it as a teacher inside the school, easily close to level 30. He doesn't even dare use scan. Pure instinct screams at him. If he even tries to peek, it is game over in an instant. This isn't paranoia. He is 100% certain the monster wearing Aura's face is at an off the charts power level. Probably a Tier 4 aberrant. Enough intel gathered. Back in his dorm, he does endless push-ups on the cold floor, sweating heavily. His mind races. Fighting alone? No chance. These monsters have crazy skills, effortlessly fooling even the highest level awakened fighters. We know he needs proof. Who else would believe him? Getting a monster's body as evidence is the only way. With evidence, he could alert the heavy hitters. But hunting a veil fox is poking a hornet's nest, and making it out in one piece is highly unlikely. Bottom line, still too weak. Add 500 sit-ups. He grits his teeth and forces himself to keep pushing. These days, he actually absorbs to bond gems every day. Potential rising. Body getting stronger, but no new gifts yet. The only thing keeping him positive is that awesome feeling of improving every single day. Next morning, he wakes up even earlier, at 4 a.m. The sky is completely pitch black, just the sound of his breathing on the empty track. The chilly air makes him feel like he is standing right back in his past life. School courtyard. If only monsters didn't exist. But thinking about those lost students makes his fists clench tight. Suddenly, his foot bumps into something really solid. He stops, looks back. Something shiny on the ground catches his eye. Morning. Run cancelled. Free movement, active. He walks straight back and picks it up. It is a beautifully detailed, dark-colored, mysterious ring. The engravings look mysterious and stunning. Definitely no cheap junk. He tries a scan. Scan completely failed. Another failed scan. That totally shocks him. Normal stuff scans instantly, but this mysterious ring just keeps resisting him. He focuses hard, pushing the scan repeatedly. After 10 failed tries, the data finally pops up. Scan fully successful. Shadow ring. When equipped, everyone instinctively ignores the user entirely, but Tier 3 awakened fighters and above are totally immune to it. The exact second the scan works, a crazy vision crashes into his mind. An old white-bearded man touches the ring and grabs a captive. Golden light flashes as the man screams silently. Golden streams rip from his body, pouring straight into the ring. Then the scene shifts. A masked guy in white is actively fighting Lar, but he is completely outclassed here. He goes down super fast, and his energy core gets completely shattered in a single flash. The vision cuts to black. Suddenly, it all clicks. Cold sweat runs down his face as he realizes this might be a veil fox trap. He jerks his head toward the girl's dorm, totally silent. He forces himself to stay perfectly calm. Trust me, this is crazy. He slides the ring on without reacting, because throwing it away now would definitely look way too suspicious. Stick with me, we are diving straight into a midnight escape. While Nightwalker is active, I must reach the dorms. Outside the track, a yawning veil fox suddenly senses trouble. It stares hard, rubbing its eyes. The ring has vanished. Not good at all. It drops to the track, sniffing the ground frantically. But through the tangled scents, it totally misses mine. It searches every single corner. Nothing. Nobody was here. How is this even possible? The veil fox is totally baffled. It watched all night on Lyra's command. How did the ring just disappear completely? No way. Someone definitely sneaked past me totally undetected. At least tier 2 level. It narrows slanted eyes, bolting toward the girl's dorm. At that exact moment, safe on my balcony, I watch it leave. And finally exhale. I totally called it. 4 a.m., pitch black outside. My presence was super faint anyway. But wearing the shadow ring dropped it down to absolutely nothing. It never spotted me. But wearing this ring in broad daylight? No way. Absolutely not happening. A beast at Ra's tier would see right through it. So, others have figured this out too. Back in my room, I turn the ring over. That guy in white was hunting them too. Why target Lar specifically? Does she hold some elite rank among Veil Foxes? I need way more intel. I can't figure it out. So I flop onto bed, stopping my overthinking. But the ring sparks a super important idea. Now watch closely, this is where the real strategy begins. Powerful gear builds strength too. Time to check prices. Goal set. Glancing at the clock, 5 a.m. 1 hour left. I command myself to drop into a deep sleep instantly. Then, through a hazy dream, Sarah appears. Her figure blurs, but those clear almond eyes stare at me with intense urgency. Zane. Danger. Wake up now. A dream? No, my eyes snap open. Without missing a single beat, I quickly rip off the ring, shove it right into my mouth, swallow hard, and fake sleeping again. Minutes later, my door slides open silently. Laro struts in. She moves through my room like an absolute boss, stopping right by my bed. She leans down low, her mimic disguise almost touching my entire face. A quick balcony breeze shifts her disguise edges. Behind it, narrow fox eyes study me in total silence. Its claw slowly slides out, stopping a half-inch from my temple. I can literally smell the stale, dark energy on that thing. Then, it pulls back and turns around. Outside, another Veil Fox whispers softly, "Your Highness, why didn't you just eliminate him now?" Lar shoots at a freezing glare. It is not him. Don't waste food. That subordinate instantly shuts up. Lar gives my sleeping face one last look before vanishing down the dark corridor with her crew. Half an hour later, ult awake, my heart racing. That was insanely close. I cannot afford a single mistake right now. I peek out the window. They are gone. Finally, I exhale. I forced my body asleep, but my mind stayed fully alert all along. You and I both knew she was suspicious, right? Missing the 5 a.m. track run totally gave me away. Against that monster's insane speed and strength, one move meant game over. So I took a massive gamble. Gambled. She missed me taking the ring. Gambled she couldn't see my hidden nervous tells. Gambled that a low-potential nobody like me wasn't worth eating. I survived. But training is way too slow. Gear is essential. Sitting on the bed, delayed fear makes me shake. Being completely powerless like that, I never want to experience it again. To keep my cover perfectly intact, I force myself to visit the busy cafeteria. Anyway, but walking in, everyone is buzzing about one thing. Black Nova was eliminated. Pearl City's most famous solo hunter is gone. Legend says, for enough cash, he would fight absolutely anyone, even the city lord. I eat breakfast, listening super closely. His defeated body was discovered near campus this morning, completely wrecked beyond any physical recognition. White clothes, golden marks, black mask completely smashed. My stomach drops. White clothes, black mask. Could that be the mysterious guy from the Shadow Ring's vision? My supposed midnight ally was just a paid mercenary all along. Hold up. Lar is an orphan just like me. Who drops that kind of massive cash targeting her? Unless someone else uncovered these disguised monsters and chose the most direct path, paying a pro hunter to take them all down. My face twists into a weird smirk. That is actually brilliant. No proof needed. No explaining anything. Just pure cash. Solo hunters don't care if targets are humans or beasts. Too bad his failure alerted them. Breakfast finished. I rush back to the dorm. Time to train. I absorb a gem. Can you believe this timing? Epic energy surges inside me, completely ascending my limits. A brand new gift. I run a quick system scan. Success. Contracted beast Zane. 4-star potential. Tier 1, awakened. Level 2. Stick with me here, his new stable scan can analyze any target now. Such a huge relief. The unstable skill evolved into a perfect version. It displays exact level data now. This means I can easily read those monster stats even in broad daylight. This massive upgrade is totally insane. Today is amazing. 2,000 push-ups to celebrate. I grin and warm up. After leveling up, my stamina and mental energy boosted by 5%. Not a massive jump, but it completely adds up. When night falls, I equip the shadow ring and sneak off campus. Night Walker plus shadow ring? I'm practically an invisible ghost. Stopping at a street corner, I scan a Veil Fox inside a shop. Scan complete. Tier 2 Aberrant Veil Fox, currently sitting at level 15. Now, I finally have a solid baseline. I drift through the area, mentally logging every single Veil Fox level. 30 minutes later, I reach the Iron Soul Weapon shop. I have been eyeing this spot. The owner is human, and the customers are mostly scrappy adventurers. Mostly rugged orphans, just like me. Just people living on the absolute edge. I will blend right in. I watch quietly, waiting for the crowded shop to clear out before walking inside. Intense heat hits me instantly. A massive glowing forge dominates the back. A skinny old man leans against the wall, taking slow puffs from a long pipe, completely ignoring my existence. I ignore him and check the gear. 9 Ring War Axe, 500,000. Ghost Scythe, 600,000. Then, jackpot. A pure white weapon rests quietly in the display case, shaped like a long saber. The Frost Blade. 6 foot 2 pounds. Forged from frost leopard essence. Watch closely. Every single strike carries pure frost. What a blade. You and I would totally want it. But then reality hits me like a brick. So incredibly cold. 2 million pearl coins. I quickly do the math. A normal farmer working non-stop would need over 600 years to buy this. My hopes completely deflate. I expected crazy prices, but not this insane. I browse the whole store, and the cheapest item still costs tens of thousands of coins. I brace my nerves and approach the old guy. Do you have anything cheaper in here? The old man takes a slow drag, pausing a full minute and a half before raising his cloudy eyes to look at me. He mutters, "What?" I say it again. "Do you have anything cheaper?" He stares at me forever, looking like his brain is buffering on a 50-year delay. Then he mumbles something totally random. My son is waiting for dinner. Speechless. Suddenly, a huge, middle-aged man bursts right through the door. Wearing a battered camo jacket, he is built like an inverted triangle, arms thicker than my thighs. With a pitch-black greatsword strapped on, he is clearly a seasoned fighter. Sorry about this. We are actually closed right now. He drops his giant weapon and approaches. The old man sees him and instantly gets super annoyed. Rex, where exactly did you take Mason? Old Flint, why is the shop open again? Rex just winces at him. I told you to stay put. I will find Mason soon. The old man whacks Rex on the head with his pipe, scolding him like a totally disappointed grandpa. Stop wasting time out there. Tell Mason to come home for dinner right now. All right, I will bring him home. Rex nods quickly. Let us close up and head upstairs. Whack. Another pipe hit. I am staying right here. What if a paying customer arrives? Okay, stay here. Rex finally surrenders with a sigh. You and I know what comes next. Hey, kid, wanna be an adventurer? Wait up. Rex spots me trying to leave, so I turn around. Need something? Just chat for a second. Rex flashes a super friendly smile. I hesitate, then slowly nod. We step outside. Rex pulls out a cigarette by habit and offers one. I politely decline. You are almost finished with school, right? He puts the smoke behind his ear, getting right to business. Almost done? I nod. What are your thoughts on the blacksmith trade? He asks carefully. I instantly get what he is trying to do. Glancing at the old man, I play along. Way better than farming. Yes, exactly. Better than farming. His face completely lights up like I hit the absolute jackpot. Farming here is not just growing vegetables. It means repairing roads, fixing giant city walls, and literally scrubbing the city sewage. Basically, the nasty, exhausting work outside of combat. So, what are you offering? I point at the shop. Rex knows I understand and gets real. I will be honest, that old man in there is my uncle, my actual blood relative. His son, my friend Mason, vanished recently. Old Flint's mind is completely fading away now. I need a good kid to watch him and guard the shop. I will drop by to train you whenever possible. I promise to teach you the craft right. What do you say? Think about it. My brain races. Room and board included. Not just room and food. You get 100 coins a month too. I will think about it and answer tomorrow. It is tempting, but I have doubts. That missing Mason was definitely snatched by a Veil Fox. The dorms are super sketchy, sure, but Laro only targets the girls anyway. Guys are somewhat safer there, but that morning room inspection totally destroyed any tiny illusion of safety we had left. Think it over, Rex says, handing me a dagger. Trust me, this is just starting. Stick with me here. Consider this a friendship gift, he says. City's unstable, watch out. Then, he just heads inside. I walk away, instinctively drawing the dagger. It slides open. A burst of icy light flashes, and my eyes completely widen. The material of this dagger perfectly matches that 2 million coin frost blade. Pure white steel, radiating an absolutely bone-deep, freezing chill. Seriously, what an unbelievably generous gift. My mind is instantly made up. Betting my life on some monster's appetite is just plain stupid. What if the LRA decides to change things up someday? That settles it. I'll simply say yes tomorrow. I flip the glowing dagger over in my hands, already totally obsessed with it. Right then and there, I decide to name it Teardrop. Walking back, I mentally run through epic combat scenarios. New dagger tightly gripped. Then I pass a nearby park, and I completely freeze. Sitting on a nearby swing is a young 3-foot Veil Fox. Scan successful. Aberrant Veil Fox. Level 3. Totally weak. So incredibly weak. My heart starts pounding excitedly. Evidence. This is the absolute perfect evidence. Let's take it down. Deliver its remains to the investigators, and everything could unravel. Pearl City might actually be saved. Let's go. I simply cannot take this anymore. Watching classmates get hunted every single day. Trying to ignore monsters committing terrible crimes in broad daylight. I turn. My right hand tightly grips Teardrop. With a weapon in hand, my fighting spirit just comes naturally. Without this dagger, I never would have found the nerve. But the exact moment I enter the park, a heavy hand grabs my shoulder. Pay attention here. Don't move, a woman whispers. And a bone-cutting icy chill instantly spreads from behind me. Ice. An ice type awakened. My frantically racing heart completely freezes. It isn't a Veil Fox. No hostile intent detected. Do not turn around. Don't speak. Take this and go. She finishes her chilling whisper, urgently pressing a folded note directly into my hand. Next second, the intense freezing cold behind me vanishes. I don't look back. I crouch down, pretending to search for something on the ground, then casually walk away without glancing back. To detect me through both Nightwalker and my shadow ring simultaneously. This mysterious woman's power level is far above mine. Could she be the person who hired someone to defeat the aberrants? I mull it over, heading back to my dorm, but don't open the note. I just lie down and rest. The next day, at exactly 4 in the morning, I wake on schedule and slowly walk right to the bathroom. Only then, sitting there, do I slowly unfold the note. 3 mysterious words are written. 23. 1. Manhwa. Frowning, I realize it's a meeting request. 4 days away. But what do 1 and Manhwa mean? My head aches. The code is clearly meant to confuse Veil Foxes. That afternoon, while filling out my graduation form, something finally clicks. You're probably guessing it too, right? Read it backwards. Vietnam trained martial arts. I go rigid. It isn't some complex riddle, but only a tiny handful of people know this. Whoever sent it knows me well, or knew the previous soul inside this body. Near the old orphanage, a popular noodle shop used to stand. Its broken sign was cracked in a weird way, magically looking like it spelled Vietnam. And right behind that shop was a small park, my secret childhood training spot. That old shop closed down exactly 4 whole years ago. Fewer than 5 people actually know that secret. I tear the weird note into tiny pieces, safely flush it, grab my completed application, and stride out. The application goes through flawlessly. Just an ordinary-looking student passing by. Nobody pays any attention. That evening, I pack everything up and head straight for Iron Soul. The second Rex spots me dragging my heavy luggage. His face breaks into a huge grin. Perfect timing, kid. I've got a big job tomorrow. I'll be back in about 5 days. I was just worrying about who would look after old Flint. He eagerly leads me upstairs. I pick a room and quickly settle in. Only then do I finally learn Rex's full name is Chu Chang, and old Flint is actually Lu Tong, 79 years old. That night, Rex decides to teach me basics. Kid, watch carefully. He wears fireproof gloves and stands at the hot forge. I lock in, my eyes absolutely fixed on every move. He grabs a few heavy iron ingots and some deep red serpent scales, quickly tossing them into a nearby wooden tray. How much does refined iron actually cost? Must be super expensive, right? Every single piece might carry the genuine sweat of a miner or adventurer. I stay quiet. Under high heat, these ember serpent scales magically fuse perfectly with the refined iron. The weapon gains self-repair capabilities, but it must be completely formed in one single attempt. If he fails, total scrap. He tosses the entire tray into the forge, plunging his bare hands right into the fire to knead the glowing mixture like dough. Fast flames lick up his powerful arms. He absolutely doesn't even flinch. Watch closely. This is the true key. He shouts loudly, pulling out a glowing red mass. He shoves it into a rectangular mold, grabs a massive hammer, and violently pounds it like there's no tomorrow. Bring me that red oil, he barks, gasping loudly. I strain with all my might to desperately drag the heavy 3-foot-tall oil drum over. Not bad. You've got some serious strength. Rex grins, aggressively popping the cap, and dumps fire roll over the mold. Boom! Blinding steam powerfully erupts. He excitedly yanks open the mold. A jet-black battle blade covered in fiery red veins appears. He lifts it and swings hard. The blade sings, cleanly slicing the solid stone in two. Trust me, you'll want to see what happens next. Let's dive in. This is Pearl City's standard weapon, the Pearl Blade. I'm completely floored, but I bounce back fast. A high-tech city like this still crawls with veiled foxes. Can this thing actually hurt a Tier 2 aberrant? Rex just laughs. It handles Tier 1 fine, but Tier 2 is pure luck. Alright, your turn. He tosses me the heavy gloves. I take a massive breath, pull them on, and step right up. Copying his exact moves, I load the materials into the blazing forge. Instantly, an absolutely brutal wave of heat slams into me. My eyebrows practically singe off. Do not step back. Feel the material shifting, Rex yells from right behind me. I grit my teeth, plunge both hands straight into the flames, and grab the scorching mass. Knead it. Make it even. I realize instantly, this is 10,000 times harder than kneading normal dough. I pour everything into it, grinding and working the metal. Sweat immediately soaks my back. Move faster or the material burns. The glowing mass finally fuses together, and I yank it out fast. I jam it right into the mold, reach for the heavy hammer, and realize the thing weighs an insane amount. Hoisting it with both hands takes everything. I smash it down as hard as possible until every single raised surface is flat. Then dump the fire roll over it. Boom! Steam explodes everywhere. Completely drained, I let go and collapse onto the floor. My entire body shuts down. Here, grab a drink. Rex hands me some water. I take the cup and chug it in one breath. He looks at me, and there is something totally new in his eyes. Real respect. Not bad. I really thought you would quit. Seems like those academy teachers were completely blind. With grit like that, you could easily walk into any of the 3 factions. Wiping my mouth, I finally asked the question bothering me for days. Hey, Rex. Everyone mentions the Patrol Corps and the Investigation Unit. What is the third faction actually called anyway? Rex just throws his hands up like it is super obvious. No idea. Pearl City has always just called it that. Pay close attention here. Everyone knows this third faction exists, but its name, location, and purpose? A total mystery. Unbelievable. All this time, they kept it totally hidden. I thought my past self was just clueless, but no, nobody knows a thing. Oh well, probably some elite secret group. Rex slaps the metal mold. Rested enough? Then come check out your very first piece. Standing up, my palms are totally sweating. Rex gestures for me to open it. I grip the lever and yank hard. Suddenly, a weird silver glow bleeds right out of the mold. I frown at Rex. Failed, just like I expected. Rex scrunches his nose, lifting the blade. Its surface is a chaotic mess of silver streaks. It looks absolutely nothing like a real pearl blade's clean red pattern. It seriously looks like total scrap. He walks over, swaps in a brand new test stone, and swings the blade hard. The stone is completely undamaged. The blade snaps completely in half with a loud crack. The broken tip flies off, slamming into the giant magnet nearby. Clean this mess up. Rex tosses the shattered blade my way, his tone totally unreadable. I stare at the break, analyzing the failure. That forge ran way too hot. It basically roasted me alive. So my physical strength completely gave out halfway through. The kneading process was an absolute disaster. Rex sits down and carefully walks me through every single mistake, step by step. I just keep nodding. This practical advice is 10,000 times better than boring academy theory. Then, a terrifying thought hits me. Hey, Rex, how much money did I just waste? He heavily sighs. Roughly 60,000, give or take. My stomach drops, and I pale completely. 60 grand. I know what you are thinking, selling my organs would not cover that. Rex laughs hard. Look at your face. Rex suddenly bursts into hysterical laughter, slapping his knee. I'm just messing with you. Eventually, I will teach you to recycle scrap. If you ever perfect a first try forge, even the great mason would call you master. Before he finishes chuckling, old Flint's pipe smacks dead center on his forehead. Rex yelps loudly, clutching his head and hunching over. You and your big mouth, Rex. This kid has way more talent than Mason ever did. Where did you find him? Old Flint's eyes sharpen briefly, then totally cloud over again. Where is Mason? Where did Mason go? Rex sighs, patting my shoulder heavily. Take good care of old Flint. I have some business to handle. I nod. Rex talks endlessly, lecturing me for 10 whole minutes before finally forcing himself to leave. The shop falls completely silent. Nothing remains but the forge's crackle. I pour a fresh glass of water, walking over to him. Here, old Flint. He totally ignores me, keeping his head down, puffing away. Suddenly, he glares up, eyes sharp as a drawn blade. Set it down. He is far enough away now. I flinch hard. Wait, I am not senile. Old Flint gives a cold snort, voice totally steady. I know something happened to Mason. Rex wants to investigate it, but if he goes, I fear he will get dragged down too. So, I just play completely dumb. When things feel dangerous, he retreats into his shell and avoids risking his life. I am absolutely speechless, faking madness just to protect his friend. So what do you and I make of this? True survival skills. Old Flint, aren't you worried I will snitch? He stares back. A faint smile hits his eyes. I helplessly shake my head. Nope, then we are good. Blowing smoke, he mutters. Rex teaches too sloppy. Stick with me here. We are diving into a wild legend. The master promises his family's true crafting secrets won't end with him. The next day, 4 am sharp. I am up. But old Flint beats me to it, already waiting up in the 3rd floor workshop. Get over here and knead. He throws me a bowl. It is raw flour packed with hundreds of completely different sized iron beads. Put the blindfold on. Pick out every single bead. When you can feel the difference by pure touch alone, that is your real start. I keep quiet, cover my eyes, and dive right in. The dough is crazy thick, packed with hard iron, absolutely wrecking my poor fingers. I pour focus into my fingertips. All morning, it is an absolute epic battle against that dough. By afternoon, the old man starts downloading pure knowledge into my brain. Crimson serpent scales. They give off crazy heat and fix themselves. To beat them, you must strike that one hidden weak spot first. Every single detail cost. Brave people. Everything. I soak it all up instantly. I am way more focused now than studying for my previous world exams. Suddenly, it is late night on the 22nd. Tomorrow is the big 23rd. I decide to sneak out and scout the park early. I slide on my shadow ring and ghost right out the window. Total stealth. That veiled fox guarding the door, just staring at the sign, totally clueless that I already vanished right past them. 10 minutes later, hit the park. Now pay attention closely. The trees sway, and an icy stillness drops over the park. Then, I feel eyes locked on me. I whip around instantly, gripping my blade tight. From the bushes, a rat the size of a huge cat, covered in nasty spiked fur, creeps right out. System scan complete. Aberrant armored venom tail rat. Level 5, lethal tail. Totally hardened fur. My stomach drops. A level 2 against a level 5? That tail is bad news. One hit and it is over, but I stand firm. What if this beast hurts the orphanage kids tomorrow? Gripping my weapon, an absolute fierce will to fight just erupts inside me. I launch forward with my max speed, charging like a leopard. This rat is smart. The exact second I target its eyes, it curls up, spinning wildly to dodge my strike. My blade simply scrapes its tough back, throwing bright sparks like crashing metal. A total miss. I jump back fast. The monster snaps forward, its tail cracking like a heavy steel whip, wildly smashing at my knees without pausing. I keep dodging back, cold sweat completely drenching me. This is 10,000 times rougher than simple training. I stop suddenly, shift my blade grip tight, and drop into an epic deep form, the Thunder Pound stance. I blast forward again. The giant rat tail twists right toward my wrist like an angry snake. Now let out a massive shout, dropping my center of gravity hard. This perfectly shatters its defense. My left fist explodes forward like pure lightning, smashing right into its skull. The shock stuns the beast. Then, my blade flashes bright white, driving straight through its eye, hitting the perfect critical spot. Even while fading out, that monster still tries to sting me one last time. I smoothly sidestep and leap back. The creature twitches on the ground, then finally stops. You and I both felt that. I stand panting, watching golden liquid pulling up. Thank goodness my Nightwalker speed was active. That skill totally saved me. Just minutes after I sneak away, two mysterious women show up. One wears cool light green military gear. The second lady wears an icy mask. Frost. Is this fighter human or Veil? Fox? The uniformed woman slowly lifts up the defeated rat. The masked girl in white stares where I vanished. Her voice is totally cold and clear. I hope human. If you doubt them, eliminate them. But they left the prey behind. The soldier sighs. Maybe this person really is human. Let us go. This spot is not safe for hanging around. The girl in white warns her. They quickly clean up the mess and fade into the shadows. The very next day, way before dawn, I decide to test that wild forge method again. I absorb a shiny bond gem and load everything inside. I am completely ready now. Bracing against the insane heat, I grip my teeth and just start kneading. Then a brutal cramp hits my stomach. I gasp out loud and crazily. That breath pulls the flames in like a giant fire snake rushing straight up my nose. Pure warmth floods right down into my core. A rush of clarity hits me, and my hands flow smooth. Did I unlock a new gift? My heart totally races, but I keep moving. Old Flint just shoots me a silent look from the corner. Finally, he calls out, "Your fire is way too low. Add more fuel." I snap back to reality, free one hand, and feed the forge. After a chaotic rush, I successfully dump the material into its mold and collapse right onto the floor. I immediately pop open my stat panel. New gift, Flame Eater. It absorbs fire to refill stamina. turning extra heat into pure fire, elemental energy stored inside my body. This skill constantly upgrades natural heat resistance. But the first thing I spot, my hidden potential dropped from 4 stars down to 3. A tiny system note suddenly makes it perfectly clear. Potential is just the absolute hidden treasure inside me waiting to be unlocked. With this gem, I have power forever. So where does that leave us? The journey is endless. But today, I am still just tier 1. Stick with me here. Any tier 4 could easily crush him. Another forge attempt fails. He just sits by the furnace, absorbing flames like it is an endless buffet. Once the fire fades out, he tosses in more fuel and keeps pulling energy. 30 minutes later, he feels totally full. Warm energy rushes through his body. He focuses his mind, and the power blasts right into his fist like an obedient puppy. This feeling is absolutely incredible. His first power he can actually control. By evening time, flames are literally dancing and coiling around his fingertips. It looks epic. Plus, it blocks the chill. This gives him way more confidence heading straight into his big secret meeting. After eating more, he makes sure old Flint is asleep. He throws on his shadow ring and slips into the night. The park is totally silent. Finding a quiet corner to hide, he practices with that inner fire energy. Suddenly, a strange black circle pops up right beneath his feet. Before he can even react, his entire body drops straight down. Instant zero gravity. Total darkness on all sides. He thrashes around wildly, even burning through his own shoe soles. But absolutely nothing can stop this crazy, endless downward fall. 30 seconds pass. He smashes the ground hard, completely wrapped up in thick black liquid coming from absolutely every direction. Now pay attention here. Only his head sticks out. 5 minutes to prove you are human, a cold voice demands. He looks up. A white-robed woman wearing an ice mask. Her frozen sword presses right against his throat. Prove your humanity. His mind completely races. Can they not find the hidden city monsters themselves? She stays completely quiet, but that chilling silence honestly reveals absolutely everything. They know danger lurks, but not who or how many. To them, every single person walking around could be a monster wearing a human face. Oh man, how is he supposed to prove this? He is not some mystical sage who can just magically drop a disguise on command. Any hints? He tries, testing her. Still nothing. Completely out of options, he starts spamming his scan skill like his survival totally depends on it. Scan failed. Scan failed. Scan failed. 20 more attempts. He seriously starts wondering if his ability is completely broken. Finally, 2 whole minutes later, something pops up. Scan successful. Name, Frost. Race, human. A tier 3 wakened at level 21. That is absolutely terrifying. He nearly chokes. Her potential stars are seriously still at 5. No time to be amazed. He tears through his former soul's memories, frantically searching for this exact name. Nothing. 1 minute left, Frost warns. It hits him exactly like a terrifying elimination countdown. Panic mode. He starts firing off every childhood girl name his former soul knew. Are you Cease? Xiao Xiao? Or maybe Ping Ping? That proves nothing. Frost interrupts, cold as solid ice. She is right. Any smart Veil Fox doing homework could dig up those names. Those sneaky Veil Foxes could find all that info. He stares right at her. Then something clicks in his brain. Time to gamble. Cease and Frost. Super close names. He locks eyes with her and speaks incredibly slowly. Cease, do you remember when we were little kids? You fell right into the river, and I pulled you out. Thanks to that, the director made me stand in a corner for 3 whole days. I still have that stone you gave me. 0 reaction. Let's pause for a second. His brain is frantically spinning, searching every memory of Cease. Then it hits him. A memory so incredibly embarrassing that only those 2 could ever possibly know. He lifts his head, feeling totally ridiculous, but he throws absolutely everything at this. Form 1. Ha. Form 2. Ha ha. Form 3. Ha ha. Heaven splitting. Earth shaking. Cease's unbeatable fist. The air freezes. Beneath that freezing mask, absolute shock fills her eyes. She lifts one hand, and the icy sword at his throat instantly dissolves into water and completely vanishes. Are you really Frost? He asks carefully. She keeps her mask on, but her voice softens just barely. Second question. Your ability is registered as the worthless gem. Why has your behavior been so strange lately? I absorb the gem's energy, he answers. Half truth, half bluff. She pauses completely. You absorbed it yourself? Yeah. After that, my head cleared up, finding two monsters hiding inside the school. Two? Frost's voice suddenly sharpens in shock. You can actually identify every single veil fox in the city? He flips it back. Do not tell me you still do not even know what monsters are hiding around here. She goes totally silent. He gets it immediately. They are flying completely blind. Time to pour fuel onto the fire. Every hidden monster in Pearl City is a veil fox. Their scary abilities are cognitive distortion and reality inversion. Two are in the central schools. Every single street has over 30 of them. The entire patrol corps has been completely wiped off the map. Not a single survivor. He feels it clearly. The face behind that icy mask turns completely serious. I found some veil fox identities. Verify them yourselves. He confidently plays his very last card. La Street, Wang Breakfast Shop. The owner is a veil fox. Jan Furniture, that owner too. Dragon Pearl Street and the Dragon Spear Armory. All three blacksmiths are veil foxes. Go verify it, then we talk. He pauses, then twists the verbal knife. Check your own organization for moles. Frost goes quiet, then makes her call. Trust me, you and I will want to see what happens next. Stick with me here. She tells me not to move. I shrug, like I could even leave. Meanwhile, in a locked chamber, a silver-haired elder presses a glowing badge to his ear. He takes in Frost's entire report. Veil foxes. Anyone heard of them? A middle-aged man speaks up fast. They are descendants of the Phantom and Dread Fox lines. Highly likely. A massive, muscular guy stands up, practically radiating pure, unhinged, violent energy. Commander, let me confirm it. The elder pauses, then smacks the table hard. Go, Bolt, take a squad. If the intel is real, bring the remains back. Over on Life Street, a 2-meter veil fox is sleeping heavily on the second floor. Its eyes snap open instantly, but it is way too late. A fist appears from out of nowhere. Zero warning. It smashes right into the veil fox's energy core. Total silence. The big guy in the next bed just keeps right on snoring. Bolt picks up the remains and drops one absolutely ice-cold word. Move. At that exact second, LRA's eyes snap wide open in the school dorms. She floats up 100 meters. Veil 9 is gone. Her voice is freezing. Then another presence vanishes. Taken out. A massive roar rips through the night sky. Now watch closely. Pure rage explodes into a massive shockwave across Pearl City, jolting every hidden veil fox wide awake. The blast totally rips their mimic disguises right off their bodies. But Bolt's squad is already out of there, clearing the city walls with 2 remains. The second they cross the line, the bodies warp into giant foxes. Bolt stares down at the remains, a wild, savage grin spreading right across his face. Now, we know what we are up against. Back in the chamber, Frost's badge starts glowing. The commander's voice comes through. Frost, starting right now, you and Manny are on silent protection duty for Zane. You decide the trust level. I will back you up and verify every single veil fox identity we can find. Frost frees me from the restraints. I roll my wrists and stretch out. Well, she nods. This still might be a total setup. Right now, you're just an informant. I laugh it off. Hey, taking these monsters down works perfectly for me. One more question. I stare right into her eyes. Why can't the high-tier awakened fighters see through these low-level monster disguises? Because, Frost takes a deep breath and drops a truth that makes my skin completely crawl. I know what you're thinking. A king tier hiding in Pearl City? My eyes go wide. No way. Do we even have a king on our side? Nope. An icy chill shoots straight up my spine. Then how do we even fight it? Frost stays completely silent. Suddenly, a force rips me upwards. I am back on the street, back at Iron Soul, in bed. King Tyr, we simply lack the firepower. First time I have ever felt this truly helpless. It is bone deep. No king means we fight with pure numbers. That is all we have. Next day, I'm right back to training under Old Flint. Lots of villages outside the walls, he says, blowing out a smoke ring. We call those people the wild folk. They worship monsters like gods and use actual humans as offerings. Honestly, sometimes the wild folk are way more dangerous than the aberrants. Take this stone lionhound claw. Old Flint tosses me a heavy, dark object. Great for countering earth. Grind it down, mix it with fire oil, and boom. You have a weapon that slices right through earth abilities. I flip the claw over. The stench of rot hits me instantly. Old Flint. What separates a stone lionhound from a normal dog? Black fur, red eyes, human teeth. He blows out smoke. Simple as that. My brain instantly pictures a dog wearing grandpa's dentures. I practically lose my mind laughing. I spend the entire morning training hard with Old Flint. After lunch, I sit by the forge, summon flames, and practice my brand new techniques. Flame palm, flame blade. I am having an absolute blast right now, like a kid. Then a quiet voice speaks up behind me. Excuse me, what is the price for this knife? A pretty looking boy my age points right at one of our best display weapons. I walk over to check it. That is just a sample, not for sale. Oh, the others cost way too much. He looks super awkward. Sorry man, just an apprentice here. I raise my hands. He walks away looking totally bummed. I watch him leave. I know I have seen him before. Then it clicks. A dojo. He mentioned his family dojo. Running a dojo means they must be serious awakened fighters. I decide to check it out tonight. Late that night, I hop out the window and spot Frost sneaking into an alley. I follow her immediately. One step, and the ground suddenly vanishes. We hit the chamber. Frost looks grim. Big problem. That's where we leave it. Stick with me, we are diving into a wild mystery. Veil foxes trick everyone's minds, so I need a clear signal. Otherwise, I'm completely blind. I frown. This is a massive issue. Last time the laurel struck, to everyone else, it looked completely normal. A single code word simply won't cut it, I realize. We absolutely need multiple backups. So I shout, wind tight, bail out. Or I just flip a coin. Or I touch my right ring finger with my left index finger. Doing any of those means I am under attack. Frost nods, then holds out a tiny wooden ring. Is this thing even fireproof? I cut her off. She slowly shakes her head. Then it is completely useless. I sigh and open my palm. Flames instantly erupt. Frost freezes. Wait, your ability isn't the worthless gem? It is just one of the gem's abilities. I don't elaborate further. I simply close my fist, putting the fire out. All right. She doesn't push it. Instead, she swaps the ring for a jade pendant, holding it out to me. This is a frost jade. I carry the warm jade. If your frost jade gets heated by flame, mine warms up. That's how I will know something is wrong. Plan locked in. I leave the secret chamber and take a walk through the bustling city. Half an hour later, I discover the King's Fist Dojo, blazing with bright lights. It's packed with adventurers coming and going. The moment I step inside, a cheerful girl in a training uniform intercepts me. Hey there, can I help you with anything? She hands me a flyer. I quickly scan it. These prices are criminal. Beast King Fist Mastery, 10,000 pearl coins. I wince. This fancy place has no business being anywhere near a broke guy like me. But after somehow convincing Frost to approve a 10,000 coin budget, I hand over every single coin and finally step into the inner training hall. The massive room is completely full of older students, mostly 25 to 30 years old. Watch closely. This is where it gets interesting. A guy my age walks straight over. Hey, I am Jay. I nod. Zane. Then the instructor arrives. A man in his 40s, built like a massive tank, with intense eyes, like a winter wolf. I fire a scan at him before he even reaches the front room. Name: Bale. Tier 3. Awakened. Level 25. Wow. Another absolute monster. Bale skips the introduction. Beast King Fist has 3 foundation forms: Ape King form, Great Ape form, and Phoenix Claw form. Today, we start with Ape King form. I follow his movements and pick it up incredibly fast. But Jair, beside me, is a complete disaster. The same motion corrected more than 10 times, and still wrong. Are your feet even connected to the rest of your body? Bale is completely drenched in sweat by the end. Visibly done. He looks at me, then at Jay. Then, he makes a decision. You, spar with him. We step to the center of the floor. Go. I launch instantly. One quick feint. I close the distance, slip right beside Jay, coil around his arm like a monkey, and tap one fist lightly against his cheek. Fluid, clean, and fast enough that half the room missed it. Jay didn't even have time to react. That is enough, Bale sighs. Jay's case is clearly closed, but he absolutely refuses to leave. He stands there with a miserable face. Coach Bale, please. Just a few more days. I'm curious. I know what you're thinking. Why even bother with 0 talent? I quietly slide a system scan onto him. Name: Jay. Potential stars: 7. His gift: hard work pays off. Learning speed drops 90%. However, absolutely any skill can be improved through consistent practice. Each consecutive day of the same training increases growth rate by 10%, up to a maximum of 1000%. Oh my god. 7 potential stars. Hard work actually pays off. This isn't a dead end. This is a total hidden cheat code. Get him through the front door, and his growth curve will go completely off the charts. This guy is an absolute goldmine. The decision forms instantly. He goes through class red-faced and totally soaked in sweat. He cannot even crack Ape King form by the end. Meanwhile, been half listening from the side, and can already feel the new form clicking perfectly into place. Afterward, we walk back together, and I find out he's a second-generation kid, completely crushed under elite expectations his entire life. Zane, is train again tomorrow. Jay grins at me, big and absolutely genuine, completely unaware that he's actually a late bloomer with totally insane potential. I flip back through my open window and silently, and immediately feel it. The air is wrong. Frost is already sitting at my desk, totally expressionless, waiting. Frost, it is the middle of the night. You're seriously going to give me a heart attack? I pull the window shut. Your cover is blown. Her voice is flat, but there's a sharp edge underneath it. Something close to anxious. The clearance operation went totally wrong. Someone got badly hurt. There was a veil fox that made people trust it for absolutely no reason. You never mentioned that. My stomach instantly drops. Then I shake my head. The ones I identified definitely don't have secondary abilities. Either they swapped identities, or there's a precognition type ability interfering. I'll look into it. Watch your back. Frost shifts. One fluid movement like a drop of water rejoining the ocean, and she's totally gone. I stare at the empty room. This woman disappears like an absolute ghost every single time. At least it's efficient. Saturday morning arrives. I run through a full set of Pearl City's 3 strikes, then drill the brand new Ape King form twice. You and I know what's next. Groceries done. Time for the shop's forging practice. Old Flint gives me a grand tour of the materials room. He points straight at a jar holding a creepy deep blue finger and shows it off. Stick with me here. See that sea folk digit? 60 years ago, those monsters tried invading Changsha River. I was just a total rookie back then. I actually fought right alongside the City Lord's epic crew. Sea folk are basically wild folk. I just stare at that blue-gray thing. Ocean-born hybrids. They literally worship a sea god and treat us land folks like walking snacks. Old Flint just snorts, then whips out a feather as bright as crimson. Ember bird feather. This crazy thing burns in mid-air. Craft this into a hidden weapon, and it is completely unstoppable. The only catch? 500,000 pearl coins a pop, if you find one. I stare hard at it, and a wild idea hits my brain. If I forged an ember bird feather blade and mixed it with my flame eater gift, that would literally give me an endless fuel source. Late afternoon hits, closing time. Old Flint heads upstairs for a nap. I am packing up when the front door blasts open and Rex barges inside. Bags slung over both shoulders, mumbling angrily under his breath. The intense smell of dirt and wild energy discharge hits from 3 meters away. He crashes into a seat at the counter, totally venting. The wilderness obviously gave him a really rough time. Rex, what on earth happened to you? I rush over. Rex shoves up his sleeve, revealing 4 brutal claw marks across his arm. Awful. He spits on the floor. Darn it. Those northern forests are crawling with dangerous, aberrant wolf packs. I was stuck on rear guard, almost got totally wrecked. Then I walked right into a pack of wild folk windblades. Zero warning. Lost my shield. He digs into his jacket and slams something onto the counter. A glowing crystal pulsing with deep green light. A rare wind gem. My eyes instantly lock onto it. I snatch this off a wild folk weapon. Ultimate payback. Rex slides it right over to me, looking super smug. Here, hold it. The city is full of fakes. Feel a real one. You never get tricked. Now, pay close attention here. I grab it carefully. The second that crystal hits my hand, a soft ring, and then a massive wave of voices crashes in. Veil 12 is gone. Those pesky humans. I'm taking down 2 extra today. Oh, what an adorable little girl. Come over here. Let me count. The Tang family's 3rd son. Rumor has it. I immediately trigger a scan on myself. New gift. Wind Whisperer. The wind just feeds you all kinds of secret information, whether you want it or not. Are you kidding? I am extremely thrilled and terrified at the exact same time. A brand new gift. And it is a passive skill. I force my face to stay completely calm, tossing the wind gem back to Rex, keeping every single shocked reaction buried. Midday Iron Soul wrong again. I am actively drilling fire control and coaching Jay through Ape King form simultaneously. Then this creepy, raspy voice cuts right through my head, both ears. Veil 6. Just look at those 2. They look delicious. Lunchtime. I spin around. 2 Veil foxes are chilling in the doorway, staring at me and Jay like a tasty snack menu. My stomach drops completely. I tightly grip the frost jade hidden in my pocket. I know what you're thinking. Flames ignite in my palms. The floor opens. We drop straight into the sealed chamber. Those 2 Veil foxes hit the ground and dive right at us before we even land. I yank Jay backward and scream, "Watch out now. They are complete monsters." Fire explodes from both my hands, but one of the Veil foxes just tears right through it. This absolute beast is over 3 meters tall, driving its nasty claw straight for my chest. I hurl myself sideways, rolling wildly, and scream at an empty corner. Frost, if you do not show up right now, I am totally finished. Nothing. Jay and I are a whole tier below these monsters. We are completely outmatched. I am desperately jumping, dodging, crawling, and burning everything to survive. 30 seconds later, I am totally trapped. The Veil fox smirks, raising its huge claw. I can sense the danger. Then a glowing blue thread of water streaks in like lightning, striking right at its neck. The massive enemy is launched completely skyward. Glowing gold energy just sprays across the chamber like a bright fountain. I trace the magical water back. Frost stands proudly in the corner. Magical water vapor wraps around her like absolute armor, looking like an angel that dropped from the sky. She does not even let me catch my breath. One smooth motion, another fierce water strike, and that second Veil fox goes completely down. Fall back now. We talk tonight. An invisible force launches Jay and me straight into Iron Soul before she even finishes speaking. I collapse against the forge, swallowing flames to recover my strength. One single thought echoes in my head. I am still too weak. I grit my teeth, squeezing out every last drop of mental energy to condense a bond gem. I swallow it whole, slumping against the forge into a deep, heavy sleep. Meanwhile, over at the city lord's manor, a terrifying, massive golden fox sits there, looking absolutely wild. The terrifying Veil Fox leader, the legendary Veil King, sits at the table. 9 have fallen this week. His voice sounds low and furious. My king, let's just wipe out those humans. Then what will you eat, grass? The entire room erupts in chaos. Enough. The Veil King speaks, and every single Veil Fox goes completely silent. He turns to the Veil Prince. So what do you and I make of this? Flush out those hidden rats. We take them out, one by one. Stick with me here. The Veil Prince, wearing Ra's face, speaks coldly. Good. The Veil King slowly shuts his eyes. I'm going into hibernation. I'm going dark. What happens next is completely up to you. A wild flicker of excitement crosses the Veil Prince's eyes. His tall frame completely blocks the king, pivoting around to address every single Veil Fox in the massive room. From this moment forward, I give the orders. Every fox answers instantly as one. Yes, sir. Later that night, inside the sealed chamber, Jay panics. Zane, what is going on? Jay sees me, practically shaking. I cannot hide it, so I spill everything about these foxes. By the time I finish explaining, his face is completely pale, totally drained of color. I think my mom got devoured. His voice trembles violently. She keeps reteaching me stuff I already learned. She is not cooking anymore. My chest tightens. I grab his shoulder. Do not spiral yet. I will go to your place and check. Jay looks up, eyes completely red. Zane, my mom really was devoured. What do I do? What do? You get ultimate payback for her. You take out that monster. Frost appears literally out of nowhere inside the chamber, dropping that heavy line like it is absolutely nothing. Both Jay and I practically jump right out of our skin. Frost, you are going to give somebody a massive heart attack. I press a hand firmly to my chest. Less talking. The aberrants outside are about to riot. Frost's voice stays entirely flat. The patrol corps is gone. The city defenses are totally hollow. I will not have time to watch your back. I cut in immediately. I know. The Veil King went into hibernation and totally vanished. So, every monster outside wants a piece of the action. Now, about that Veil Fox meeting. I heard every single word of it using Wind Whisperer. These guys. I curse under my breath. You already know. Frost narrows her eyes in surprise. What else are they planning? Now, pay close attention here. The Veil Prince wants to use this chaos to watch. Whoever steps up to fight the aberrants, that is exactly who he targets first. I lay it out entirely straight. They are aiming to wipe out every strong fighter in Pearl City in one brutal sweep. Frost lets out a chilling laugh. You want to play it straight? Then let us see who runs out of lives first. A second later, the room spins wildly, and Jay and I are instantly back at Iron Soul. Jay grabs my arm, face ashen. Zane, can I sleep here tonight? I cannot face going home. I sigh. Guest rooms are over there. Go. Late that night in the Purge Corps conference room, the Veil Foxes want to stir things up, so let us add some real fuel. Silas, the man who has lived 200 years, smiles sharply as he speaks. Activate the Phantom Veil. The Foxes love watching, so let us give them a proper show. Oracle, the half-rate prophet, pushes up his glasses. Go completely aggressive. Take out as many as we possibly can. The future is super murky, but my gut says this plan works. By the next morning, Pearl City looks calm up top, but heavy currents run incredibly dark underneath. On the street, 3 Veil Foxes appear. Veil 1, Veil 2, and Veil 3 stroll around like they own the place, eyeing pedestrians like livestock. Their power strictly ranks just below the actual Veil Prince. Something about this guy feels totally off. Veil 3 mutters. Stop being paranoid. Just find us something to eat. Veil 2 scoffs. You see the twist coming, right? They are already trapped inside a dead end by the Phantom Veil. In their eyes, it is a busy street. But to Bolt and the Purge Corps fighters, they are simply birds in a cage. Now, Bolt absolutely roars. Gold lightning patterns aggressively erupt across his entire body. His hair stands completely on end. He looks exactly like an absolute god of war. From the distant watchtower, I watch Bolt through a single devastating punch. driving the massive 3-meter-tall veil one straight into concrete. The wall instantly caves in. Then, Dex's eyes fire off deep blue cutting beams. Veil 2's arm shears right off at the root like it is made of thin air. The screaming is absolutely deafening. Lucan's psychic flying sword is somehow even more terrifying. It blinks, instantly opening a massive hole in Veil 3's chest. That is insane, I whisper. Bolt gives them absolutely zero chance to breathe. He pours everything into the 3 stumbling foxes stuck in the illusion. Each punch lands like a meteor, hitting them so incredibly hard, they would not even recognize their own reflections. One final devastating hit. Veil 1's core explodes like a watermelon. Fall back. Bolt does not even glance at the scattered remains. He vanishes into the mist. Suddenly, an absolutely terrifying pressure drops heavily onto the plaza. The Veil, Prince? I instinctively reach for my scan, but my heart violently seizes. That overwhelming feeling of pure danger soaks me in cold sweat from head to toe. My instincts are absolutely screaming. One step near those tails, and the next second, he will send my head completely flying. Damn it, the power gap is too wide. There is nothing I can do. I desperately grab Frost's sleeve and hold on. The Veil Prince lands heavily in the plaza, stares down at the 3 mangled remains, and lets out an absolutely beast-like shriek. He violently tears the skin right off his forehead, revealing his terrifying true form. The pressure is so crushing I can barely breathe from a whole kilometer away. Frost, we have to go now. He can find me, I say urgently. Frost just snorts, tightly grabs my collar, and we instantly shoot toward the city gates. Now, you are finally scared? You are too weak. For the next 5 days, I will push you until you do not recognize yourself. If you cannot handle it and fall, do not blame me. Trust me, you and I are going to love this training arc. Jay already called in sick for you. Let's go. Boulder Flats outside the city. The ground is all jagged rock, extremely cold and lethal. Stick with me. I am barely standing when Frost's water stream lashes out, cleanly slicing a stone in half. Wait, is she actually serious right now? I draw my teardrop dagger, fully guarded. This is pure training. If you cannot break through in 5 days, facing the Veil Prince means total game over. 4 water spheres orbit Frost incredibly fast, her eyes carrying absolutely zero warmth. Come at me with everything, or you are finished. Dang it, I go for it. Cursing softly, I step into Ape King form, and bound across the rocks like a wild monkey. My teardrop dagger flashes cold light, driving straight toward Frost's neck. But to her, I am moving like a snail. Before I even close the distance, a massive high-pressure water palm completely smashes right into me. Boom! I am face down on the dirt, feeling like every single bone came loose. I just grip my teeth hard. I suck in a sharp breath, but Frost offers zero breaks. A fresh burst of water bullets quickly sweeps toward me again. I scramble and roll away. Is that all you have? Frost stops and looks down. Gasping for air, I fire back between heavy breaths. Frost, I am only level 3. What are you expecting? You have not been pushed to your limit yet. Frost just smirks. In the very next instant, dozens of water lashes appear from nowhere, filling the air and crashing toward me. One brutal lash cracks across my back. My eyes nearly pop out of my skull. Dang it, I curse inside. This woman is not holding back. I stop holding back too. Flames erupt from both my palms, forming a firewall that barely blocks the lashes. They attack like octopus tentacles from every single impossible angle. I am flailing, jumping, still getting hit over and over. My whole body is burning. But under the pressure of that survival edge, something finally shifts. I enter a strange state. The noise in my head totally falls away. I start feeling the wind's rhythm so clearly, perfectly anticipating each lash before impact, meeting them with super precise bursts of flame. Watch closely. 1 minute later, my fire energy runs dry. I collapse on the ground, totally drained. I am done. You win. I close my eyes and go limp. The lashes do not fall. They pull back to Frost's side, becoming spinning water spheres again. You are strong, Frost says while walking over. No one at your level matches you. It took me a full year to reach mid-tier. You will probably be way faster. 2 hours later at the Salt Flats camp, I sit beside a roaring campfire, soaking flames to restore strength. Frost, 500 push-ups? You underestimate me. Let's hit 5,000 to warm up. I discover I can absorb fire while training simultaneously. My stamina feels nearly endless now, so I push forward like an absolute maniac. Finishing 5,000 push-ups, I start frog jumping circles around the fire until dark. That night at the acid grass field, that is your opponent. Frost points at a rabbit grazing nearby, and without hesitating, I fire a scan. Aberrant acid shot. Rabbit. Level 9. Gift. It fires highly corrosive acid bullets right from its ears. I stare at it, realizing the area is full of sharp toxic acid grass. You and I know he's trapped, right? Then it hits me. Releasing a small flame, I find that acid grass actually softens when exposed to heat. Of course, I get it immediately. I quickly strip off my shirt and shoes, going barefoot. Flames cover my body as I charge. The acid grass instantly softens under my feet, harmless. But the wild rabbit reacts super fast. With one flick of its ears, a storm of black acid bullets sprays toward me like a brutal shotgun blast. I burn off most with fire, but my dagger gets totally riddled with tiny holes. Dang it. There is no time to grieve. I drive the dagger at the rabbit, but it curls up tight, spraying a wild burst of acid grass liquid from its fur. My dagger corrodes down to a bare handle in seconds. Cursing, I toss the handle, ignite both my fists, and swing hard. The rabbit kicks off the ground, gone in an instant. Frost, it ran. I spread my hands helplessly, then chase it. Frost's firm tone leaves zero room to argue. Half an hour later, at Frost Rock Tree Valley's center, a 70-meter white tree rises up. Over 20 glowing spirit fruits hang from its sprawling branches. Below, a massive horde of aberrants tears each other apart, golden energy pooling into rivers. Frost, did you actually get a fruit back then? I stare at the chaotic scene. It looks like absolute chaos. Gulping, remember fighting for one. Never said I actually got one. Following her gaze, I spot the fleeing rabbit. Suddenly, behind it, dozens more of its exact kind appear. Not just one rabbit, a whole colony. Frost, you already knew. I stare at her in pure disbelief. They use this reckless charge every year just to thin out their own numbers. Frost states it like it is absolutely nothing. Right then, Wind Whisperer loudly roars in my head. Move. A second later, every aberrant and awakened hiding in the shadows floods toward the Frost Rock Tree like a tidal wave. Some ride rainbow bridges straight up to the crown. Others throw axes, quickly building rope bridges. A pack of giant white apes completely bulldozes a path right through the chaos. At the exact same time, a 20-meter white serpent opens its jaws super wide, completely devouring everything in range. You and I are in for it now. The giant rabbits launch their reckless charge, turning the valley into a grinder. Move. Ice instantly forms under Frost's feet. Watch closely. She drops into battle like a meteor. I follow closely behind, jumping down, scaling rocks, aiming directly for the biggest rabbit boss. Aberrant acid shot rabbit leader, clearly mid-tier threat. Aberrant level 10. My stomach sinks fast. Losing to a rabbit feels completely humiliating, but there is no turning back from this fight now. Retreating now would be too humiliating. I grab a salt-encrusted stone, throwing it extremely hard. Instantly, the rabbit leader blasts upward from the ground, kicking the heavy stone clean out of my grasp. Boom! The rock completely shatters. That shockwave sends me flying backward. My arms go completely numb. Chest tightening, I hack up a huge chunk of golden energy. Severe internal injuries. No time for pain. I wildly roll, dodging incoming acid, scrambling frantically toward a heavy boulder, gasping hard for some air. Lions hunt rabbits using their absolute full power, and I totally underestimated this beast. Harsh lesson fully learned. Peeking out, I see Frost carving an icy path straight through this chaos. Suddenly, a wild phoenix cry shatters the sky. A tiny bird, completely wrapped in bright flames, dives toward the frost rock tree. An ember bird. My heart literally skips, but suddenly, a white serpent exhales thick clouds of toxic mist. The ember bird shrieks, plummeting from the sky, gets violently swatted by a massive white ape, rolling far to the battlefield edge. I lock onto those fiery remains. A bold idea hits me. Now, pay close attention here. Shadow ring activates. I start crawling straight for the fallen ember bird remains. Blistering heat and wild energy blast me in waves. I truly feel like I'm dancing near a dangerous meat grinder. Loud thud. A massive pig head violently crashes down right before me. Flinching hard, I bypass it, quickly double back, and pry the jaws open. A dark black bead tumbles out. Zero time to scan. I instantly pocket it, pushing forward. Suddenly, fierce lightning bolt sweeps across the battle area. Those ember remains are sliced cleanly in half. Sprinting ahead, I snatch the remaining piece, scorched feathers included, and bolt safely behind the huge boulder. I am totally exhausted with absolutely zero energy left. Pulling out that mysterious black bead, I quickly scan it. Scan completely successful. Phantom core, forged from the energy of a defeated phantom goat. Absorbing this grants a 1% chance to gain absolute control over phantom matter. Staring at the results, I fall silent. Absorb this or not? That is the real ultimate question. Sarah's mimic disguise flashes into my mind. Then, the Veil Prince's creepy smile, plus, that terrible memory of being totally helpless under those claws. Small, incredibly weak, powerless. Do I really have any right to be picky? I just laugh. Tilting my head back, I swallow the dark bead. Instantly, a searing pain completely shreds my gut. Curled up tight, I feel something violently clawing upward from my stomach straight into my raw brain. Suddenly, every single pore starts leaking thick black toxin. Exactly 5 minutes later, the brutal pain finally fades. I collapse onto the dirt, quickly scanning myself. Level 9. Potential stars. 5. Lifespan 99. Epic new gift. Devourer. 10% chance to unlock a special constitution when absorbing weird items. New gift. Phantom body. Absorb pure fear from living beings, converting it into controllable phantom mist. So worth it. I nearly burst out laughing here. 6 whole levels in one shot. 10 extra lifespan years. 2 absolutely insane new gifts, especially that phantom mist, which easily damages enemies way above my tier. I start laughing, then somehow I'm crying. The pure feeling of getting stronger. It really is something special. Using fire to restore my energy, glare toward that rabbit leader, thinking, time to finally settle this completely. Flicking my finger, a fierce burst of phantom mist shoots out. That rabbit leader reacts incredibly fast. It aims one strong kick at the mist, but instantly, that mist phases straight through its leg directly into its core. One single hit, done. I haul this heavy 40-kilogram rabbit to the boulder, using phantom mist to cleanly skin and prep the beast, setting it over the fire. Scraping some ground salt, I sprinkle it generously over the meat. An insanely wild aroma drifts through the air. Tearing off one leg, I bite in. Crispy, tender, juicy, unreal flavor. But wait, you and I completely missed one terrifying detail here. Hovering on the battlefield edge, 3 terrifying stone lion hounds with black fur, glowing red eyes, and creepy human teeth catch my scent, charging like absolute madmen. Oh no! I jump up as one beast lunges from behind. Another deadly threat closes in from the front. In a flash, the teardrop dagger becomes a flying blade, curving in a wild arc, shooting cleanly straight through that backhound's core. Using that exact momentum, I fall backward, throwing up a massive firewall with my right hand, blocking the frontal assault. Then, I let the flying blade cut back right through those flames, carving deeply into the second hound's exposed flank. Stone lion hounds. Recognizing them, my face goes completely pale. Right as I jump, the ground literally explodes. A hidden third stone lion hound bursts upward from the earth, jaws wide open. aiming straight for my waist. It wants to end me. Shocked and terrified, my phantom flying blade launches again, violently pinning it right to the hard ground. I reach down, checking myself. Pure cold sweat. If that actually connected, the consequences would be completely unthinkable. I took all 3 monsters out. I am about to process their remains when Frost suddenly returns. Not one single scratch, holding a frost fruit, but suddenly, a water lash grips my throat. And trust me, you are going to want to see what happens next. Stick with me here. I raise both my hands, completely lost. Frost says absolutely nothing. She walks over, checks my eyes, circles my back, and puts away her weapon. You met a phantom aberrant, didn't you? She asks this with an intensely serious face. I feel the tension. I confess everything. Hiding the truth is pointless anyway. A single security scan back in the city would expose me instantly. Hearing my full story, Frost goes totally quiet. She turns away, takes a few deep breaths, then violently spins around, pinning me right against the rock. Zane, do you want to vanish forever? You just swallow anything blindly. Do you even realize how close you were to actually fading away forever? Wait, fading away? I'm absolutely shocked. Scans miss things. Frost's voice actually trembles a bit. That thing you ate was a parasite. Once it takes over, your entire mind vanishes. You tell me the downside of that. Instantly, I recall that creepy phantom scream during my horrible stomach pain. That monster wanted to steal my body. Then, quickly check my system ability panel. Devourer actually sits before the phantom entity. Did my skill just eat the parasite? Listen carefully, Zane. Frost's voice is the heaviest I have ever heard. There is no free lunch anywhere. Now pay attention here. If unlocking powers was this easy, Pearl City would be packed with dual awakened masters. The realization hits me, bringing instant cold sweat. Back at the tent, I grab the water and salt frost fruit. That frost passes over. I take a huge bite. My face instantly scrunches up. This fruit could dry a person out completely. I quickly chug down mouthfuls of water. Did nobody ever teach you? Never drink random wilderness water? Frost asks, completely out of nowhere. 1 second later, my eyes burst wide. My insides violently churn. Suddenly, my entire body totally collapses right into a giant water puddle. Frost freezes. She reaches out, touches the liquid, and murmurs, "Pure water." Frost, you just poked my stomach. My voice echoes from the puddle. Half an hour later, I finally pull myself back into human shape. I am literally made of pure water. I quickly scan my stats. Potential stars, 6. Innate gift unlocked, pure water form. My body transforms into pure water. Pure water form absorbs liquids to restore stamina and rapidly heal injuries. An amazing new ability. Today is absolutely my lucky day. Can you change back? Frost's voice carries a slight hint of concern. Piece of cake. I focus hard, shifting my body from water back to flesh. Every single injury is gone. Put your clothes on first. Frost tosses my gear and turns around. I get dressed feeling slightly awkward, noticing a thick layer of dust sitting perfectly on my old clothes. Pure water form even repels all physical impurities. A crazy thought stirs in my mind. Frost turns back, eyes locked on my arm, still holding pure water form, and simply states, "Keep eating. Do not waste it." She actually admits it. She is a little jealous. Next day, in an empty valley. Let's go. Time to test these new abilities. Frost attacks without saying a word. A massive water lash sweeps at me. I shift to pure water, taking it head on. The lash perfectly merges into my body. Frost instantly feels her control over that exact water vanish. Of course, this totally counters me, she thinks. Then comes ice spikes, boiling water, and every attack rotation imaginable. I scream out every single time, but remain completely untouched. Now, you attack me. Frost raises a protective water bubble. You and I both know this is insane. Before I even finish speaking, a phantom blade punches straight through her shield, stopping right at Frost's forehead. Her pupils instantly shrink. Cold sweat drops. If I had actually meant to strike just now, she would be finished. Why can phantom matter cross physical barriers? I pull the blade back, truly curious. Researchers believe it might descend from a legendary king tier. Aberrant. King tier? The terrifying Veil Prince flashes in my mind, and my blood runs completely cold. After a full day of testing, I finally understand the complete picture of my powers. Phantom body easily absorbs fear within 10 meters. Attacking costs tons of energy, but the sheer power is absolute. Pure water form blocks physical hits, but shifting takes 1 full second. Plus, in high heat, the stamina drain completely doubles. I even unlocked a new move, Phantom Mask Form. Frost gives me her honest read. Your overall strength is roughly half of a tier 3 now, but your base level remains way too low. Your body and mind simply cannot survive a real fight. Bottom line, your endurance is absolutely terrible, and your actual combat experience is basically zero. Against any serious tier 3 awakened, running is your only real option. As evening falls, we head back to camp. You go on ahead. I must return to the city tonight. Frost stops right at the entrance. Be very careful. I slowly nod, walking into camp. A group of salt carriers huddles around the warm fire. I drift over, catching them gossiping about bizarre events happening in the city. Did you hear? The local bun shop lady literally turned into a flat sheet of skin. I heard somebody vanished at Dragon's Spear Armory too. I listen closely, feeling small wisps of fear drifting off them, quietly absorbed by me. I lower my voice, leaning in with the mysterious, knowing look. I actually have inside info on this. There are definitely several more hidden cases just like it, all quietly buried by the higher-ups. They gasp, fear spiking instantly. And that is where we leave it. Trust me, we are hooked. I stand right there, totally absorbing the wild energy flowing into my phantom mist. Come along with me, sitting late at night by the fire, staring at my phantom mist belt. A totally crazy idea hits me. Would that far more fear? No time to hesitate. I mold the phantom matter onto my face, and boom, a shifting, living skull mask. A salt carrier looks over, shrieks, and instantly faints cold. I drop the mask, rush over, and slap his pressure points to wake him up. But the exact second his eyes pop open and see me, he faints again. Dragging him to the fire, I head to the tent. A puddle becomes my mirror. Even I get spooked. That phantom mist face is pure, absolute nightmare fuel. The guy wakes up, spots the skull reflecting on the tent wall, shrieks, and passes out for the 3rd time. I just awkwardly lower the flap. Mental note: definitely using this in combat to ruin enemy morale. 4 in the morning. Frost returns, looking completely exhausted and sad. Something definitely went wrong as she sorts materials. Her voice stays low. The Veil Prince went hunting. Bolt's team tested him, and Bolt got crushed. 2 teammates didn't make it. Training ends right here. We leave at dawn. What was his ability? My chest tightens up. Just his tail, Frost whispers roughly. It splits, extends, and retracts unbelievably fast. Let that sink in for a second. Extreme piercing power. I completely freeze. If I scanned the Veil Prince earlier, I'd be gone. Doesn't your skill let you eat stuff to gain new powers? These are for testing. Frost nods toward a metal pile. I grab a black iron block. What if I get metal poisoning? I brought antidotes, she says. Bracing myself, my mouth shifts into pure water form, opens wide, and swallows the iron whole. 1 second later, my insides feel like they are being completely churned around. Frost, what is this? I roll around in agony. An iron block, she replies, faintly smiling. I scan it instantly. Laced with terrible toxins. Why poison it? Testing your resistance for a toxic body. I seriously feel like I am about to get taken out by this poison. I nearly lose it until Frost suggests shifting into pure water. I pause. My body instantly transforms, and boom, that poisoned feeling vanishes into thin air. I ask the commander about you. Frost watches me recover, her tone serious. He says to focus on just 2 abilities and push them to the absolute limit. Your energy is strictly finite. I totally agree. Silas can copy any ability, so his advice is huge. Time to go completely hard. I take every single material Frost brought, poisoned or not, and gulp them down one by one. Hours later, I am flat on the bed, feeling super nauseous. And guess what? 0 new abilities gained. Totally not a reliable method. I literally turn into a puddle, flopping around the bed. Pulling myself together, I tell Frost my plan, focusing purely on phantom and pure water forms. Meanwhile, at Purge Corps headquarters, Silas taps his finger, draining the office into black and white. A shadow agent materializes. Did you trace the investigation unit? Silas asks, without looking up. Squad 19 has left the city. We both know that is suspicious. No anomalies. That's the biggest anomaly right there. Silas laughs coldly. Go check the high squad commander. Find out his real injury status. He totally knows. For Veil Foxes to slip in silently, an insider helped. The patrol corps got completely wiped, making the investigation unit survivors look incredibly suspicious. The shadow agent vanishes. Silas just stares at the map, his eyes completely unreadable. He stands up. His body splits. One stays working, while the other opens the door. Outside on Pearl City streets at dawn, after parting ways with Frost, I head back to Iron Soul. Back early? Rex grins at me. Fast learner. I smile and head upstairs. But the second I step up, Rex and Old Flint go entirely frozen. I quickly spin around. A white-haired elder smiles at the door, eyes piercing right through me. Who are you? Bag dropped. Totally alert. Just use your scan, the elder smirks. Scan failed. Failed 66 times. Failed 666 times. My stomach completely drops. I know him. Purge Corps. Commander Silas. Don't bother scanning, it fails. Silas walks right upstairs. I nervously pour him some tea and ask, how should I address you? Nice try. Silas instantly sees through me. You already know my name from Wind Whisperer, right? My heart fully sinks. Here's what stayed with me. Silas smirks. Get a mind shield. Don't overthink. My mind instantly goes totally blank. Alright, stick with me here. Pearl City hasn't seen an unlimited tier in 200 years. Silas sets down his teacup, staring me right down. He gets straight to business. You really thought I wouldn't come investigate? I am incredibly curious. Can my ability actually copy an unlimited tier? Reaching into a pitch-black void, he pulls out a massive scythe and a glowing gold bracelet, dropping them on the table. The dread scythe triggers fear and absorbs energy. Purified vault, 450 cubic meters. He stares at me. Whatever happens, these 2 items, plus answers to every single question, are your official payment. I just stare at those 2 insane artifacts, barely catching my breath, especially that scythe. It literally feels made for me. I quickly scan the stats, glimpse the brutal crafting process, and just pause. Okay, yeah, I'm totally doing this. In the end, I happily agree. Silas's offer is way too epic to reject. He extends a hand toward me. Welcome aboard, Commander. 1 second later, he sighs softly. That is it. Wait, I'm confused. Silas just shakes his head. I cannot copy your ability. I feel disappointed, but honestly, not shocked. He helps bind my new gear, then answers everything. Silas, you are incredibly strong. Why haven't you handled the Veil Prince yourself? That is the one huge thing baffling me. Now pay attention. This twist is crazy. It isn't that he won't. He literally cannot. Pearl City holds a king-tier divine artifact, the Sun Moon Pearl. Any king-tier threat entering immediately gets downgraded. Suddenly, it all makes perfect sense. My face instantly freezes. There is a mole inside. Yes, the crimson remnants. Deep sorrow flashes across Silas's eyes. He shares a terrible secret from 2 centuries ago. An evil family treating humans like literal slaves and simple food. Why wasn't this handled back then? I angrily clench my fists, burning with rage. Silas just smiles rather bitterly. It is far more complicated than that. After chatting forever, Pearl City's intense situation slowly starts making perfect sense. The ultimate priority now is spotting that mole and exposing the Veil King's real, hidden strength. Only I can see straight through a veil. Fox's clever disguise. My epic quest. Investigate the veil, Prince. Over the next few days, I fall right into an intense routine. Mornings mean forge training. Early nights involve combat drills. Late nights, becoming a total shadow. Drifting around Pearl City streets, eagerly hunting whatever lurks deep down. The Purge Corps monitors the entire city, yet finds absolutely nothing, which is super suspicious. Those Crimson remnants clearly figured out a sneaky way to dodge the massive radar. At midnight, I playfully drift around like a ghost, playfully spooking drunks and collecting highly potent, premium fear. Then I notice 3 highly suspicious figures sneaking out, carrying weird green lanterns and dodging through alleys. I quietly follow them, watching as they halt near a huge manor and start deploying some mysterious, magical barrier. I instantly radio Frost. Frost, number 13, Ta Noa Road. 3 very suspicious targets spotted. Understood. Checking with Manny now. Frost's voice loudly crackles through my badge, battling noises echoing behind him. Super fast. Manny reports right back. Ta Noa Road shows absolutely nothing. Even I cannot spot them. Something is wrong. Frost realizes it instantly. Freeze right there. Wait for me. I pocket my badge and transform into a giant mist-wrapped black serpent. I silently slither up high. And I know this spells trouble. I watch them smash the barrier using strange glowing stones. I quickly scan the objects. Dragon seal stones, totally bypassing basically any defensive wall. The horrific vision of their creation hits me hard. Forged entirely from living, awakened humans' core energy. My eyes turn completely ice cold. Another massive goal locks into my brain. Clan Crimson is finished. The 3 creeps quietly slip into the dark manor. They are definitely hunting somebody specific. I patiently wait until they literally drag a sleeping girl right out of her cozy bedroom. This is terribly bad. They are escaping. I chase them instantly, scanning the poor girl's stats. Name is June. Her potential is 12 stars. Gift is Holy Light Form. Her core energy can literally move anyone. 12 entire potential stars. Wow. I practically choke on air. I barely understand this Holy Light Form, but honestly, I cannot let them steal her away. I wrap my entire face in thick phantom mist, confidently raise the dread scythe, and drop from the roof like an absolute nightmare. The rear guard immediately freezes completely solid. I strike fast. His core rockets skyward. Shard secured. The red-eyed leader goes totally, completely pale. Spike, go. Halt him right now. The other lackey stops, raises his hands high, and a storm of huge boulders erupts like falling meteors. I happily shift into pure liquid, letting every single rock pass through perfectly untouched. Suddenly, the scythe tip blasts a glowing phantom blade. It smashes through the massive rocks and hits Spike directly in the forehead. I dash past his remains and feel an overwhelming wave of wild purple fear completely flood my veins. My flowing phantom cloak hardens into actual armor. Astonishingly, I float off the ground, rocketing forward way faster than a speeding bullet. I become a crazy fast shadow. So what do you and I make of this cliffhanger? An arrow randomly strikes my core. I simply dissolve, reforming instantly. Let's jump into the action. A masked archer suddenly drops down, silently firing an arrow, bursting with lightning. Crack. A water lash snaps from afar, instantly knocking it away. Forget about me. Go save the girl, yell loudly. Frost never hesitates, instantly turning to chase Crimson down. Just me and this masked archer. He shoots an arrow high up. The exact second I look up, he appears behind me, totally ghosting. A shocking dagger strikes my back. I instantly melt into a burned puddle. Remember this for your next run. Never, ever take your eyes off me. He chuckles, grabbing oil to erase clues. Suddenly, dozens of spikes erupt from the dark puddle, piercing his hand. Thanks for the tip. My face emerges from the puddle, totally chill. A wild storm of phantom blades erupts, sending him into panic. Huge mistake. He had absolutely no clue about my real power. He underestimated me completely. A 16-year-old rookie. How strong am I? His 100,000-volt ring, plus that toxic blade. Anyone below elite tier would fall. He guessed wrong. Old habits cost him. I fight like a pro, keeping distance, wearing him down with blades. Minutes later, completely trapped, 30 blades launch at him all at once. Direct hit to the knee. Battle over. But I stay careful. Seeing his wreck state, I keep away. I send extra blades flying. He is still standing. Just finish this. The archer groans out. Still up? That actually shocks me. I have huge respect for awakened endurance now. I recharge using fire, watching him closely. No words now. I form a blade, striking his core directly. Now watch closely. The archer smiles bitterly, and get this, he completely shatters his own ring. Massive danger. Every single hair stands up. Phantom mist shields me instantly. Boom. Massive lightning drops from above. He turns to dust immediately. Every single window shatters. The epic shockwave sends me flying, heart racing. Way too loud. The Veil Foxes are coming now. I contact Frost right away. Frost, retreat immediately. Meanwhile, at the massive manor, the Veil Prince leaps out a window. His tail split endlessly, spreading just like a giant net over the entire city. Every single eye on those tails opens. Inside the barrier room, Manny goes totally pale, watching the screens. Terrible news. The foxes moved. She acts fast, teleporting Frost directly back to the sealed chamber while she is fighting Crimson. Meanwhile, before Crimson reacts, the Veil Prince appears. Crimson knows that face, but he knows exactly who is truly hiding behind it. You know me? The prince narrows his eyes. A tail pulls him incredibly close. Sniffing the blade marks, he smirks. You fought for her? I have no clue, Crimson stubbornly replies. Fascinating. The prince grins, driving a tail right through his core. He grabs the unconscious June, muttering quietly. If I devour you, is that fun? Suddenly, June wakes up, looking up and smiling sweetly. I know what you are thinking. Game over, right? Nope. He completely freezes, unable to strike her. Turning away, he growls. Shade, handle her. Shade jumps from the shadows, but suddenly claws its very own shoulder. My prince, I honestly cannot do it either. The prince trembles wildly, his tail stopping inches away from June. A massive wave of crushing guilt destroys his insides. Gritting his teeth, he takes June home. Through the wind whispers, I hear the words, confirming my wild theory. June has crazy abilities. Amid the chaos, I sneak into the alley, collecting the leftover items. Ignoring the mess, I quickly grab a copper ring, the glowing lantern, and another ring from the fallen FOs. Boom! A fireball explodes nearby, and a red-haired dude steps out, full of absolute swagger. That is yours. This is mine. I turn slowly, my grim mask settling into place. My dark cloak flutters in still air. Raising my scythe, I speak hollowly. Repeat that again. His knees completely buckle, dropping down. Wait, let us chat. I stare coldly, stopping the scythe at his throat. Pure fear pours off him, and I absorb it all. Next time, know who you face. I withdraw the scythe, grab the loot, and vanish into the darkness. Morning arrives. I see the prince sweeping tails across the sky. The phantom veil is almost gone, leaving Pearl City totally exposed. My heart sinks. I hide at Iron Soul. Meanwhile, the prince watches June, nursing a headache. So what do we make of this? Her mysterious power is completely unmatched. He absolutely cannot resist her. Stick with me here. He must keep her close, or she might convert the entire Veil Fox clan. He asks her, won't your family worry about you? June blinks her wide, innocent eyes. I have no family. The Veil Prince replies flatly. I do not have a mom either. I was raised by my grandpa. He literally never let me outside. I finally broke free, and I am never going back. June cheerfully pours a fresh cup. Drink up now. My tea is the absolute best. The Veil Prince glares at the obviously terrible brew. He sees June looking so hopeful, sighs heavily, and just chugs it all at once. One full pot later, he desperately sprints straight to the bathroom. Even the five tails, secretly watching everything, decide to just back off. Watch closely now. The moment the prince leaves, deep inside the manor, Drace performs a secret ritual to enter this entirely blank white space. What exactly happened last night? An elder demands. Elder Drax, it was the purge cores. Some kid named Zane totally ruined our plans. Drace answers him humbly. Do not worry, we'll handle him tonight. And June? She is in the fox's hands as we speak. I will rescue her as soon as possible. Move fast. She is the ultimate key to taking down that old man, Silas. Meanwhile, I am in the bathroom scanning last night's loot. I pour phantom energy into the green lantern, evolving it into a wraith lantern. It guarantees one massive hit against anything below King tier. This thing is godlike. Next, I quickly scan the ring and copper band. As expected, crafted through vicious methods. I grit my teeth and lock everything inside the purified vault. You feel that tension, right? Zane, you okay? Rex calls out. Back at Purge Corps' headquarters, inside the main conference room, Silas leads the serious debrief about last night. Frost, go to the equipment room and choose 2 pieces of gear. One for yourself, and one for Zane as a reward. Silas gives Frost a very pointed look. Understood? Frost catches on immediately. He secretly wants her to find me tonight. Oracle objects, but Silas completely shuts her down with a single sentence. I will personally cover Frost this time. Back at the manor corridor, Drace stops a tide beast mid-attack. Take someone out for me. He slides a crescent wolf fang over. Deal. The Veil. Fox agrees without any hesitation. That evening at King's Fist Dojo, we are mastering the brand new Phoenix Claw form. I hand out the ridiculously expensive training serum to everyone, cursing the dojo in my head 100 times. During free sparring, I approach Jay. Hey, let's spar. But I am not even at the foundation tier yet. Jay looks embarrassed. Doesn't matter, just give it a try. I smile, knowing exactly what will happen. You and I both know, without me around, Jay has taken his fair share of